Uh, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great meals on the rule well, and Shalom to the brothers doing the work of sincerity and truth. I've got this article in the mail. It says what riot police spray tear gas as they come under attack from protesters in Paris, with thousands defying lockdown rules to take to the streets in cities across the world for May Day rallies. So yeah, it's that May Day, one of those wicked high holy days, and your people essentially rebelling. Because why? People are basically gonna be on their tether, and it's like France. It's funny as well because France anyway. Well, okay, let me read it. So it says, riot police came in. Riot police came under attack in Paris today as thousands took to the streets for the traditional May 1st Labor Day protests across France and the rest of the world in defiance of lockdown rules. Thousands also poured onto the streets of Berlin, Istanbul, Madrid, Paris, and Turin for the Workers' Day. There were 18 arrests in the French capital by mid-afternoon, with disturbances breaking out along the route of an organized march. So yeah, in France, yeah, that man is straight. I think Berlin is in lockdown as well. Or maybe they came. I'm not sure. Bear shots of Berlin. The man will go in him. Okay, I'll scroll down a bit, but it says yeah. There were 18 arrests. 7 is breaking out. Tear gas is being used to restore order, but the attacks are ongoing, said an officer at the scene. Organized gangs are specifically targeting officers. France is currently under lockdown because of the sea pandemic, but this did not stop trade unions and other organizations encouraging protests against President Emmanuel Macron's administration. There were chants of Macron resign as a march rallied thousands between Republic and Nation squares on Saturday afternoon. Yeah, so then it's basically again that same vibration you've been seeing for the last few weeks and months just over Europe, where these guys are rebellious, and yeah, it's kind of a joke still that they are, especially because it was what France, like they said, has been back under lockdown, and I believe Germany as well, and people are done been at the end of their tether with that anyway for the longest. Like people have been beyond the point of kind of dealing with and accepting it. So yeah, it's not really a surprise that people are still going out, but then it's still going out and resisting. It really shows it's there's gonna be resistance at all phases, and it's with that resistance that gives further justification for more things that Esau comes with. Because as far as with these elites, yeah, with these elites, yeah, with these elites, they don't waste any opportunities, man. They don't waste a crisis. They're not gonna waste, people's resistance against, policies they've had pushed out and wicked policies they have pushed out. And by and large, most people are eating it, but that resistance, you know, it gives them more capabilities. Oh, right. Okay. Man, always burning things down. Funny as hell. Yeah, May Day's one of them wicked high holy days anyway, so there's a certain vibration that comes with the day, and there's no surprise that people are resisting over it. Man, men in Berlin and in Paris. The men in Paris love the water cannon. Brussels. Men in riot police, riot gear everywhere. Gonna man kicking the bank window. It's funny because there was that happened in what you call it as well. They smashed some bank windows in Canary Wharf when one of the banks they had what was it, Extinction Rebellion. And them guys are nuts anyway. Them guys have been forgotten for the longest. But now they come back. They fucking hammered nails, giant ass like tent pegs into the windows and smashed the windows. Man, it's meant to be millions of pounds in damage, or hundreds of thousands of pounds in damage, which I'm not really surprised. After I saw it, I was like, them man smashed the shit, like they fucking destroyed the windows. Kind of nuts how easy they did it, because they were not using much force at all. But yeah, the women who did that look through as hell, man. So I'm guessing they're gonna have to pay it back. But yeah, it's like people have been. It's the vibe's been there. It's not gone away in the slightest. And even with shit, especially with like even over here with shit opening up, people are still resisting. Because you can really tell it's not. This isn't a temporary shift. The changes that have been made over the course of what he's been doing out here over the course of this lockdown, is you can tell it's not going back. The same thing. It's like once 9/11 kicked off, that military-industrial complex has not taken a break, man. Then said like 9/11 this year. Then what do you call it? Biden said he's pulling out of Afghanistan. But even then, it's like what's happening is you got two separate fronts. You got in the Middle East with Iran and Syria, and then in Eastern Europe with Ukraine and Russia. These different areas are stirring and swirling, and conflict is being prepared. So you can see it's not even if they pull out Afghanistan, it's like more or less that shit done, man. It's a wrap. The country's a mess. So what? There, even if the war's not there, there'll always be something else, somewhere else to focus, man. There'll still be the military contracts. Money's still gonna flow. Cause why? This Esau's knows his blessing, man. These elites, they know their blessing is what? That blessing of the sword. Italia as well. Turkey. Resistant as hell. Oh, okay. Shit. Okay. Scroll down. I got hella pictures. Man said the yellow vests are back. I'm actually done. Yeah, that's funny as hell. Because them men were out for fucking ages, bruv. Them men are dumbing out. Them yellow vest men were. It was over. I think it was over a year just before the lockdown. It was over. It went over. It was like a year and a month or two. Fucking hell. Keep pressing back. But yeah, them yellow vest men in France. That shows like that. Them men were on resisting for the longest, man. So yeah, ain't really looking like it's gonna calm down. Mad. Okay. So I said there were regular anti-Macron riots every Saturday in Paris before the secret. Yeah, yeah. See, funny as hell. Because them men were going in harder than anyone else, I think, in Europe. Right, like just resistance wise. So it says most of them are organized by the so-called Yellow Vest movements, named after the high-vis jackets. They cause millions of euros worth of damage around the Champs-Élysées, or however it's pronounced, and other major tourist attractions. Major acts of vandalism even saw the Arc de Triomphe itself being ransacked, while police had their weapons stolen nearby. It's funny as hell. Mounted officers, water cannons, and armored vehicles capable of spreading high-intensity gas were all used in weekly security operations. The vests were joined by extremists from the far right and the ultra-left, as well as anarchists intent on causing as much damage as possible. They forced crisis-ridden Mr. Macron to climb down on imposing green surcharges, and he also increased the national minimum wage by 7% and scrapped tax on bonuses in response to the trouble. Man was gonna tax bonuses. That's how you know it's Rome again, man. Man attacks on tax on tax. Man attacks every blood clot. Yeah, tear gas got them through. Nothing but rebellion. Protest against gentrification and high rents. Men are protesting every blood clot. Sweden. Says what the independent Mr. Macron, leader of the Republic on the Move party, won the French presidential election in a landslide in 2017, but he's now dubbed president of the rich. I was known he was a Rothschild banker from before anyway. He will attempt re-election in a year's time, but the far-right leaner Marine Le Pen of the National Rally Party is already making inroads into his vote. Yeah, she got dusted last time, but who knows, because people have been fucking resisted this guy for the longest. But we'll see, man. Trump already got roundhouse kicked out of the White House, so that whole nationalist slant might have run its course. The atmosphere was similarly tense in the Turkish capital, where officers were seen tackling demonstrators, grappling around their faces and pulling their hair. In Turin, hundreds scrummed with riot police. Man said scrummed, you know. But yeah. Hella resistance. So it's, signs of the times, man. Signs of the times. Because essentially what the elites are doing is preparing the way for that, having people accept that New World Order, accept the mark, accept what they're looking to come with, man. And it's getting people in the mindset of, given as little resistance as possible. Because even like now, the amount of people you got going out and resisting, compared to the people that are just down with it, it's completely, it's rookie numbers. So by and large, that's like, they get to big it up and then make it a justification for like, look, these people are doing too much, blah blah blah. We can push in further legislation off the back of that. And then as well, it's gonna be like, look, this is offer that peace and safety, behind that mark, man, behind that chip, that implantable chip that goes under the skin. These are the things that the, elites are desirous to do, man, and what they're looking to pull off. And people are going to get down, man. It's 2/3 of Jake in the States going to take that mark, man. That mark's going to be adopted on a mass scale. So that's the thing, is like, there's a resistance, but Esau is going to come with worse and worse consequences, man. That's why you're going to have, brothers that have basically, they're going to have their heads removed for Yahweh Shai's sake, man. They're going to get beheaded. So it's like, that's the level it's going to get to. So that's why it's like you can see all these things. It's what signs of the times. 2 Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah, so it's when you see the signs come, lets you know the highest is getting ready to visit the world. And he's what? That involves sending his son, Yahushai, which is the year of the basically pushing for the return of Yahushai, man. That's the spirit that's going out through this year. What? And that's what the time when this place is toast. This place is done. Judgment's coming, and it's real soon. Because why? The signs, you see part of the signs past, then you'll know. It's that time. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yeah, uproars of the people. That's one of the main ones, and that's something you've seen. And imagine, like during the lockdown, even when people like, look, just stay in your house, don't leave your house, or blah blah blah, you're gonna get fined. People are still going out resisting. That shows, it lets you know what time we're in. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Yeah, so basically this judgment, those of the Lord, man, those sheep that hear his voice, they're going to be saved out of this. By and large, like I said, you're going to have a few that are beheaded for the, for Yahweh's sake, for his name's sake. But you're also going to have hella the elect that make it. Why? Because jeez, yeah, because that's what the Lord promised, man. It's showing his favor as well. Because whilst all that goes down, it's just like with what was it, Elijah as well, with him eating during the famine. Same thing with Samson as well. It's basically the Lord shows favor to his men. That's part of the reward. So yeah, and that's what we're gonna have during these coming times of trouble. You're gonna see it's those who are the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, how he's gonna deal with them versus what's gonna be happening to everyone else, man. And that's the thing is with all these events, now it's still there's still more to go, man. It's still worse for it to get. People are already shook. They're not really aware of the scale of judgment that we're in the midst of. So yeah, leave it there. Shalom, shalom.